Okay. So we're here with Lori. We're going to be doing our OPEX body, move, and work assessment today. So Lori's here hanging out, and we'll go through this. Okay. A couple of things before we get into some of the movements. We are going to do some measurements. How do you feel about measurements?
What kind of measurements?
Hips, waist, and neck, and on the scale.
Oh, yeah, that's just a number.
So, well, they're all just numbers. They're all just numbers, right? And it's just a snapshot. That's all it is.
Yes.
A snapshot of where you are right now, and then it's the way for us.
I know
To assess any progress, right? One way or the other. It shouldn't be anything necessarily to be ashamed of, you know, because you're here doing something about it, right? If there is any, you know, thing about it. So we'll take some numbers. That'll give us a baseline, something that we can go off of a little bit later on. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to come over and step on the scale. So
we'll see how accurate this one is compared to mine.
Let's do that.
Because I usually weigh myself every day.
Go for it. Hop on that. And get your feet underneath the circle a little bit more. Okay? How does that compare?
It's about 2 times more than what I was this morning, but that's okay.
Well, that's probably normal. But first thing in the morning, you are going to be lighter.
Yeah.
Right? So later in the day, just with water and food.
Yep.
So, I read 276 or 270.
What?
What did you read on there? So, oh yeah. It was going off the.
Yeah.
I was looking at the big number. Perfect.
Don't make me more than I
Okay,
am.
next one, I'm going to have you come stand over here. We're going to get a height.
You want my shoes on or off?
Let's take them off.
Okay. Because it should be 5'5" and a half.
Okay, so turn around and you're going to put your heels up against the
If I can.
wall there. Okay. You're saying 5'5" and a half?
Yep.
You're pretty good, pretty accurate. 5'5" and a half.
You want me to put my shoes back on now?
You can have your shoes back on because the measurements won't, you know, do anything with that. 5'5". It's a good, just.
Better than 6'6", right?
This is true. Usually we don't measure like our height in .6s, you know. So if somebody were to get to that place. All right. So our next part is going to be, like I said, 3 measurements. Neck, hips, and waist. And in lieu of me being able to have a machine here that accurately measures body composition, so lean mass, body fat percentage, and all that.
Is it the best one where you're in a floater thing? Is that the best?
That's one. That's one. You're in water, but there are a few versions now that use electrical impulses that go through your body, and electricity flows through muscle and bone and fat differently. So one of the best ones is an in-body machine that you have your feet and your hands on. And at any rate, I don't have one of those because they're about $7,000.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
at my old gym, we had one, and they were great. So, in just a sec here, let me just check. All right, that's right. Okay, so step on right over here, and first thing we're going to do is you can face that way. I'm just going to measure your neck. So just look straight ahead. What we're going to do here. Awesome. We are at 16 1/4. Okay. 16 1/4 there. Okay, next what I want you to do is I want you to point to your belly button so that I have a place to measure on that. Okay, so right there, that's your belly, perfect. Okay. So So take a deep breath, let your arms down beside you, and then just relax. So 51 on
I didn't hear that.
waist. All right, the last one I'm going to do is hips.
Okay.
Okay, so this is going to come around you again. All right, so right to there. Perfect. 53 on that. All right, so as soon as we're done, I'll plug those numbers into
Your little calculator.
the calculator for those, and that will give us, based on your height, weight,
And my BMI.
and your, well, not looking at BMI.
Okay.
This is going to give me a body fat percentage.
Okay.
It's not 100% accurate because it's just going off of the measurements. BMI is your body mass index.
Uh-huh.
And body mass index is a division, if you will, of height and weight.
Okay.
It doesn't take into account your body composition. So I am considered maybe obese in the BMI.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't say how much muscle I have. Like it doesn't count my bone density or my muscle mass. So it can be a good like maybe general public measurement, but it is deceiving if you're actually trying to gain some muscle and so like maybe a month after a program, your weight doesn't change. So your BMI is actually staying the same.
Yeah.
But your body composition, maybe you lost 5 pounds of fat and gained 5 pounds of muscle. Well, even though you didn't lose any weight, that's a good trading of your
Yeah.
body comp. And BMI won't show that.
Okay.
So that's why I don't necessarily go off of
Okay.
Okay. So measurements are out of the way, okay? Just let that one go. And
And then when is the next time you do that? At the end?
well, so we'll do, we would do it again. We're gonna do this program for 4 weeks, okay? We can measure again.
Uh-huh.
Typically, like let's say you were in a long-term program with me, 4 weeks is really not, it's a little too short to go back and measure. Maybe 6 to 8 weeks is a better time to go back and do your benchmarks measurements again, especially if you haven't really been in a strength program and you're just getting started. We want to see improvement, but we want to give it some time to work.
Okay.
So 4 weeks. So we will measure again at the end of 4 weeks, but in like a normal
It'd be more like 6 to 8.
6 to 8. Yeah, it's kind of just where I like to see.
Yep.
You go through a cycle. At the end of a cycle, you do a measurement again. You test all the numbers that we're going to test today again, and see if there's any improvement, and then we just
Okay.
keep working our way forward. We'll go through this. There's 14 movements or so that we're going to do, and then I'll talk to you about what the movements mean, programming, what could happen after the 4 weeks, so on and so forth. Okay.
Okay.
So the first couple that we're going to do are many of these are just testing how you move and even mobility. Okay. So I'm going to take some pictures while we record. We're going to do something called a scratch test.
Okay.
So for now, stand right there and face me. And then I'm going to have you turn around in a minute so we can see on the camera. So the first thing you're doing is called a scratch test. I want to see how well your shoulders move. So I want you to take your left arm. You're going to put it up and reach as far down behind you as you can. And your right arm's going to come up and we're going to see how close you get to touching on those hands. Okay, so go ahead and turn around. Let me see that. Left arm up, coming down. Right arm, and just stay there for a quick second. I'm going to snap a photo. Great, okay, and now let's do the other side. Now, are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
You're right-handed, okay.
But just so that you know, I just got out of physical therapy dealing with this issue right here.
Okay,
Because I had a lot of tension, a lot of tightness in my whole left side
yeah,
coming down to my hip.
yeah.
Because this is the side that's bad.
And so I just noticed like internal rotation, that side is a lot more limited than
Yep.
the other side, so,
Yep.
okay. And is that from a specific injury?
Well, my hip is from when Hannah was born.
Okay,
Because what happened is I had a group strep and then I had an abscess in my head
Gotcha.
that totally messed up my sciatic,
Yeah.
all that area, and I had to learn how to walk again.
Gotcha.
And so every once in a while, and since I started this job with all the stress and all the,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so, and then it
So it's
just
kind of
flared
got
up.
flared up and.
Yeah, and then with my back, when I was little, my sister crunched some of my, not broke, but just kind of stressed my back. She sat on my shoulders and
Gotcha.
pressed things, and so, anyway, so issues
Yeah.
from that. So, and that's right in the middle here, and so that's what I was having physical therapy on, because I was having pain all the way to here.
And have you been diagnosed with any compressed disc syndrome or anything like that?
No, nothing like that, just,
Gotcha.
they said that I'm starting to get arthritis.
Sure.
Right through here.
Yeah.
so.
Okay. A good movement program can kind of combat that, as well as, nutrition
Yeah, and I
things.
have a whole list of stuff in my little physical therapy app
Sure.
that they gave me, and it did help, because when I first started, I couldn't even do this.
Yeah.
I mean, it hurt
Yeah.
to do that, and now I can go all the way back like that,
Sure.
and much better.
Yeah.
So that's just, after 6 sessions,
Right.
or 6 weeks, anyway, yeah, something like that. So yeah, 6 sessions, so 6 weeks.
Okay.
So,
You said you had a little bit of pain in your hip. Did your PT restrict you from any movements,
No.
any squats, any lunges? No restrictions on
no.
that. Okay. Well, we're
They had
gonna
me
do.
doing lunges
Okay, good.
and
Well,
stretches,
we're
lots of
gonna-
stretching,
We're gonna do a squat test right now.
okay?
And what I want you to do is we're actually gonna do a squat test to this bench. So what that's gonna look like, step over here and I'll just show you. I'm gonna have you get your feet on either side of the bench, and I just wanna see you squat and get down to sit on the bench and stand back up,
Okay,
okay? So I'm not gonna give you too many cues on this right now, I just wanna see you do it. So how would you, and come forward a little bit, right there. So sit onto the bench,
like this or like this?
however you wanna do it. Good, do one more like that. Any pain, discomfort, or anything there? Okay. So I want you to do 3 more reps, and this time when you go down, just push your knees out slightly, okay? So as you go down, so still sit back, like that bench is kind of far behind you, you really gotta reach to sit onto it, and press your knees out a little bit, good. Do 2 more reps, just like that. And I wanna see one thing. So do 1 more rep as you go down.
One more?
Okay, that's it. How'd that feel?
Good, I felt it right through here,
Okay?
pushing out,
Yep.
okay.
The reason I say to do that is sometimes when people start to squat, their
Put their
knees,
knees in, yeah.
their knees can cave in. And we really want, wherever our feet are, we really want our knees tracking with our toes. So sometimes we have to think actually about to push them out to get them to do that. So that was actually great, you did those good. Okay, next we're gonna do a toe touch. So standing right there, all I want you to do is put your feet together. Put your hands right here on your thighs, and I want you to bend over while you trace your legs. And I want to see you go down as far as you can, and then let your head and neck relax. Right to your toes. Good job. Toe touch. A little tightness in the hamstrings on that one?
A little bit, not too bad.
Okay. No pain in your neck or back or anything. Perfect. Okay. Next 2 we're going to do are lunges. And so your PT had you doing lunges without any support, right?
Yeah.
And no weight?
No weight.
load? Okay, perfect. So that's what we're going to do right now. What I want you to do is actually stand right here, facing me. So we're going to step out, left leg going forward first, okay? And as you step out to that lunge, I want you to step out, drop that back knee as low to the ground as you can without touching. Return to the start.
Okay.
Okay? So we're going to do that one time. Good. Come on
Oh,
back
I
up.
touched, whoops.
That's okay. If it touches a little bit, that's fine.
Do the other one or keep
Do
going?
one more on that side.
Ooh,
Ooh, all right.
balance.
Okay.
Okay,
Step with the other leg now and do the same thing.
that's one thing I do have, is I have balance issues. Okay, that's weaker.
That's the weak side.
That's the weak side.
Okay. So stop for just a second. Come on back up. Come on back up. I want you to step just a little bit further. Okay. Press down into that heel as you go down and drive up from that.
This heel?
Yeah. You don't have to lift your toe up.
Okay.
But just make sure that that's where you're pressing from. And come on up. Come on up. Nice.
Okay.
Okay?
Gotta work on those.
Yes, but that was a good start. But and one of the main things is any real, it's weakness.
Yeah, it's weakness, it's not
No
pain.
pain.
Not pain.
So when we have right leg go forward and left leg back. So these are pass fail. It's just meaning, do you have control in the movement? And so that's just what I'm looking for, is to see that. So when I say you failed that test, it's just that to be able to do a lunge with full control.
Yeah,
right now
I don't have it.
Right now you can't, but we'll get there. Okay. So I don't want you to think that you're a failure. Just that that's where we're at on that right now. Okay.
I'm gonna go on my phone.
Next, we're going to do something called an active straight leg raise. So I'm going to have you lay down on that mat, head on this end, feet down there. You're going to be laying on your back. Okay. So feet are going to go down flat just like you have them. Hands are going to be out to your sides. And what I want you to do is think about, first of all, kind of just pull your toe in towards your face. Now I want you to take your right leg while you keep your knees straight and raise it up into the air. Okay? The other leg stays on the ground. Good. Try to keep that knee straight. Nice. Okay, lower that one. We're going to do the same thing with the other leg. Nice, good move. So what we're looking for on that is 90 degrees. So you're actually able to get to 90, not a problem. So it's just control how tight your hamstrings are.
Yep.
So that was good. Stay there for a minute. Alright, pass on both of those. Okay. The next 4 movements that we're going to do are core strength movements. Okay? So we're going to be doing a front plank, reverse plank, and left and right side plank.
Okay.
Okay? So you can go ahead and sit up, but you're going to be staying down there. I'm going to give you an example of what our front plank should be. This is just going to give us our clock to time it.
Oh, fun.
So these are going to be one-time max holds, right? Just to see how long we can hold. And I'm going to start the clock right now just so it's going. Okay, for a front plank, I want you to be thinking about the top of a push-up.
Yep.
Okay? So my hands are going to be directly underneath my shoulders. I want to press up through my shoulders, feet together, and then I want to tuck my tailbone in so that everything kind of looks a little bit rounded at the top, but everything's nice and tight under this side. Okay? So we just don't want to be kind of
Straight back.
right up like this. We're going to hold that as long as we can. Okay?
Oh.
So if you want your hands on the blue, you can. It's a little bit more padded. No problems with your wrists or anything, no?
Shouldn't be, huh?
Okay. Whenever you're ready, you can pop up into that hold. Okay, so walk your toes forward just a little bit so you're more over top of your hands. Good. Drop your hips down slightly. Right there. That is perfect. All right. Just going to hold right there. You're 15 seconds in. Nice job. Keep that up. 30 seconds in. Nice work, Lori. Doing good, doing good.
All right, that's it.
Awesome. Nice. 45 seconds.
Not bad.
Okay? Good job. So good form. What was giving out? What kind of got weak first?
My shoulder.
Shoulders. Good. Mainly on that left
Yeah,
side?
mainly my left side.
All right. We're going to do this next one. I know this next one may be a little bit difficult on your shoulder. So, if at any point it's just what we don't do is work through pain.
Yeah.
We can work through discomfort, like, my muscles are really sore and tight. That's discomfort, but there's like ow.
Yeah.
That's pain.
No.
And we don't work through that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want you to know that. I'm not that expression, no pain, no gain.
It's not good.
No. So here's what a reverse plank is. So I'm going to be on my back side here, feet together. Hands back and fingers pointed away. When you're ready, you're gonna basically lift your chest up, lift your hips, and get to that, kind of whatever is comfortable for you. If you want to be like that, I tend to be more comfortable. Some people like to be like that. Wherever those feet kind of naturally fall. And again, this is going to be a one-time hold. Okay? And if you want to pop up at the top of the minute, you can do that.
Okay. So.
And then we want to straighten out those legs, right? Good. Hips up high, squeeze the glutes. That's it right there. Yep. Breathe. Make sure you breathe. I see you hold your breath. Make sure you breathe.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. 20 seconds. Okay. Now, was that more of like glutes and legs that were struggling?
Oh, that was everything.
Everything. Okay. Nice. I wanted to make sure you breathe though. Like it's...
Don't pass out on me.
No, don't do that. All right. Just making some notes here. Okay. Next one's going to be side plank. And I'm going to give you a little bit more padding for this one here, for your elbow.
Okay.
So, we're going to try it from your toes, from your feet first. If we're unsuccessful in that, we're going to then go to our knees, but we'll see. So, here's what that is going to look like. Feet stacked on top of each other. Really important here that your elbow's under your shoulder and it's not like way out there in front, okay? And I'm actually gonna have you go the other way. I want you to do your weaker side, which is your left side first. Simply because it could take a little bit of energy out of you.
Okay.
And then if you do your strong side, then your weak side is kind of at a little disadvantage, okay? So once we get to here, you're then going to just squeeze your obliques and lift up. Okay, I want to make sure everything's in a straight line. So straight line here in the chest, straight line from shoulders to heel.
Okay.
Okay?
We'll see.
So let's get the pad over, here.
Oh.
And then just gonna have you shoulder there, hand. Now your top hand, I don't care where it goes, it can go straight up, it can go on your hips.
So like this?
Yep. Feet stacked on top.
Okay.
And that top hand can't be a support on the ground hand though.
Oh.
It has to be on, it can't be touching. Okay.
Well, we'll see.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, you can hop up. Awesome, right there, that's it. Hold it tight, okay? Nice, and that's actually a fairly good position. Try to bring this shoulder back a little bit if you can. There you go. You're at 15 seconds.
Okay.
Nice, okay. That was 24 seconds on that side. 24 on that. How did that feel?
Okay. My shoulder, when it started
Yeah?
twinging, it's like, okay, that's enough.
But I think you should be proud of the fact you got up into that position. You know, you got up in there and you held it.
I didn't have to go on my knees.
That's right. Okay, so let's give yourself just a couple more seconds to rest. We'll start at 6:30. 6 minutes and 30 seconds is when we'll go. And same thing. And just make sure you're going to be a little bit high on that shoulder. There you go. Okay, 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Nice. And just pull that top shoulder back a little bit. There you go. That's it.
I'm feeling actually
So 13 seconds on that side.
That's bad. I'm stronger on my weak side.
You were stronger on the other side. That was interesting, huh?
Maybe I'm tired.
Could be. It could be. I mean, yeah, so I mean that was your last hold out of those 4 abdominal holds that we just did, so there could be a little bit more weakness there. Okay. Next test we're going to do is going to be on the bike. Okay?
Okay.
So let me do so. I'm going to move the bike over here,
Okay.
but I got to do a little manual adjustment of the bike first. This hub keeps coming out.
Oh.
Sorry, Proctor, that's what I have to do to the bike. Okay. We are going to do a work test. So essentially, just see how well you do aerobically. We're going to get on this. There's no resistance on this. It's just how you pedal. We're going to go for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. And this is going to give us the reading that we're looking for is how many calories that you end up burning on this. And that will give us a baseline.
How fast do you want me going?
That's up to you.
Okay.
Right? So this is to see kind of what kind of aerobic output you have. Right? So there's no I want you to stay at this speed, this RPM, it's just how you go. So first of all, I think I'm gonna take this down. 2 to see if that works. So get on the bike and then just step on that pedal and you can step yourself over. So I want to make sure that your heel, put your heel on that pedal, see if you can touch. It's a little low. Go ahead and do just a couple of pedals. How's that feel?
Okay.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go 10 minutes. And then,
Oh, that enter.
yeah, but I think it's in kilograms. No, it's in pounds. There it is in kilos. Okay, so you ready? We're just going to start going and you're just going to pedal away, okay? Alright. And I don't want you to start off, you know.
Oh, this is nice. I get the air conditioning.
You get a little bit of some, yeah, a little bit of air. Well, I'm actually going to open the door so you get a little bit more air. Did you bring a water in with you?
Yeah, it's in my bag.
Do you want a drink real quick?
Yes, please.
Here you go. You've been putting in some work, so do a little drink for starting the podcast here. How's Jay doing with his knees?
You did well.
Is he at a point where you guys can start walking again?
Yeah, well, yeah. He doesn't have time. I mean, that's the thing with our schedule. It's just so crazy.
Yeah.
It's like tonight after volleyball, I'm meeting at 8:30.
What do you have a meet for tonight?
We're talking with the students and their parents so that we can hopefully not do the drum.
Okay. Yep, it's noon Friday, and then
So, you know, going on a personal date up there was nice.
yeah.
But then you have extra work in that.
I know, right? Yep, doing this and for sure. Alright, so this is it. We're just kind of settling in we're 2 minutes in, we got 8 to go, so got to find a spot. Happy spot if you can think of it.
I will be warmed up for volleyball.
Yes. Did you play when you were in high school or college?
Yes, I did.
Yeah?
High school. And I played in college my first year FCA.
Okay.
They didn't have competitive at Lowell at that time.
Yeah. Is that how Hannah sort of got the bug? Is from you a little bit?
Yeah. Well, when they were in grade school at BB,
Yeah.
I encouraged both she and Heidi
Okay.
to play.
Yeah.
Heidi did. She just didn't continue.
Right.
So she was more of a swimmer.
Yeah. What did Alyssa? What was
Swimming.
swimming?
When they were in South Carolina, they weren't swimming.
Okay.
Even Hannah. Hannah was so cute. She was like 5 years old. Won her first heat doing butterfly. It was so hilarious.
Wow.
See, little 5-year-old trained the butterfly.
Yeah. Wow.
She did good.
Avery does butterflies, we'll like flop fly.
Well, that's what it looks like at that age. But
Yeah,
hers was actually pretty good.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, Avery's doing good with her swim lessons, but focus is her challenge.
Yeah, and Heidi, her best stroke is breaststroke.
Okay.
Really good at breaststroke.
Yeah.
Melissa's good at butterfly. But she's good at everything too.
Yeah. King Aquatic is actually working with another group to do a mini swim league over the summer,
Yeah?
and talking about including us in that. So like,
As long as none of that is.
getting out, yeah, right. Swim league, but swim club, swim league over the summer, like a 6-week
Yep.
whole thing. So
It's amazing. It's great.
yeah. I'm hopeful that we can get some as an actual sport going here
Uh-huh.
and actually utilize our pool for it.
Well, I know Alyssa wanted to do it when we got here. Heidi wanted to do it.
Yeah,
Just never happened.
yeah. I would like to make it a little bit loud as that hub starts to come out a little bit. Don't
Okay.
try and tune it out. Halfway there. I may actually have you stop and I may hit it back in because I don't like it.
You're a project
Yeah, I'm going to pause it for a quick second. Okay, hold on, just hop off for a real quick second, and just know it'll mess up your numbers if it's not. This bike has been through a lot. All right, hop back on. Start going. There we go. Countdown continues. Probably feels a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No quieter.
Yes. Well, it starts to slide out. It takes about 5 minutes, and it starts to slide out, and then it starts grinding on.
Uh-huh.
But a new hub assembly for this. This is the bike that I had at the gym that I was at. When he got new bikes, I ended up buying one.
Uh-huh.
So I've been riding on this bike for 12 years now.
Wow.
And a new hub for these things, because they're ancient, is $140.
Wow.
And I'm like, I really want to spend it. But it's getting a lot of use recently, so
Yeah.
it probably needs to. Good job. You're 3.5 to go, just about. You're finished down and plug in your numbers. Last 30 seconds. How you doing?
Okay.
Okay. And done. Nice. So I'm gonna snap some pictures of your 82 calories. Good job. That's really good. One more, the next screen. All right. So grab your water, go for a little walk around the concrete,
Okay.
and then come on back. All right, that takes care of our body move and work for Lori. We're gonna sit down now and talk about programming and her intake form that she submitted, and just kind of about goals and frequency of training and all that kind of stuff moving forward. So that's what we're gonna talk about next, but that's it for the assessment part. So thanks for watching for assessment for Lori.